Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us, call them hate speech. But fear not, Mayegun don't come. Ingo torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we loud, oh yo yo. Mayegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. Mayegun don't come, oh yo yo. Mayegun don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Mayegun don't come, oh yo yo. Mayegun diary politico, oh yo yo. Mayegun don't come, oh yo yo. This one not the off in mind, oh yo yo. Mayegun don't come, oh yo yo. And in the touchlight every corner, oh yo yo. Mayegun don't come, oh yo yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. Still them talk say make we off mind. But thank God say Mayegun don't come. So my people make you loud, oh yo yo. Mayegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. Mayegun don't come, oh yo yo. Mayegun don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Mayegun don't come, oh yo yo. Mayegun diary politico, oh yo yo. Mayegun don't come, oh yo yo. This one not they off in mind, oh yo yo. Mayegun don't come, oh yo yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that Mayegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say Mayegun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Poor man picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say Mayegun don't come. So my people make you loud, oh yo yo. Mayegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make you shout, oh yo yo. Mayegun don't come, oh yo yo. Mayegun don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Mayegun don't come, oh yo yo. Mayegun diary politico, oh yo yo. Mayegun don't come, oh yo yo. This man not the off in mind, oh yo yo. Mayegun don't come, oh yo yo. Aha. Now you wanna don't hear all these bad politicians, then we call themselves politicians. When they thief our money, we no want to make the common man get waiting supposed get for this country. Una never hear something. Now go hear one. Mayegun, you go show na paper. Mayegun diary political. So my people make you shout, oh yo yo. Mayegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we loud, oh yo yo. Mayegun don't come, oh yo yo. Mayegun
says, oh you. Crazy, yeah. My guy that sang the both songs of Mayegun's Diary Politico is now on the side of the people that he said Mayegun go show na pepe. Now go here when is now part of the influencers who are on the sides of the politicians. Good morning to you. Good afternoon to you. And good evening to you from wherever you are joining us. It is brunch time with Mayegun live. So, dear brethren, after reading the caption of the broadcast, read the description as well. Like it, share it, invite your friends, invite your not so friendly friends. Not so friendly friends. Tell them that it is brunch time with Mayegun. I took a break yesterday, yeah. And I kind of like miss you all. So as you are joining, remember this is brunch time. You can call in anytime. Sometimes people want to take their time. Listen to what my ego has to say first. And then they start calling in. That may be your own shot too, to call in. To share your own views. So the Obidients that is now trending in that place right now, as they have all kicked off their 2027 race, do not let anybody tell you that they are neutral in this whole thing. It is either you want a Koolu or you want Koolu gone. Wherever you find yourself, don't pretend to be caught off guard. Share this. For the third time, Peter Obi is talking about spending just 4 years. And this has prompted reactions, not just from thiefnubu's camp, even from the camp of those who they were supposed to be going into a coalition with. So they are debating it. How trustworthy can it be? How can you trust a politician? He stood no chance. He's a spoiler. And on and on and on and on. I have few of them here too, this hour. And I intend to read what he just put out as well, comparing his intention to that of the former American president, as well as the former South African leader, Mandela. Something so much of his own adversaries sort of like hate him for. Then Fraudstus Otobo Keyamo, he's got something too. And then, the guy that organized the digital media, where have you for thiefnubu, that is also kind of like a conversation. There is a reaction to that one too. I'm just giving you the highlights. You can read them up, share it, like it, and sit back to enjoy this. Okay, so today. Now, good morning to you once again. Good afternoon to you. Good evening to you from wherever you are joining us. It is brunch time with Mayegu, and we are starting the chat with the tweet that Peter Obi put out yesterday. A tweet where he categorically or clearly stated, his reasons for proposing a term, and he believes that 4 years, he said 4 years is enough for any serious and reasonable government to put a country on the right track, something that he said he can achieve, and it has caused debate. So what did he say? I ain't getting there. Let me finish reading before we start taking calls, okay? Some of you have seen it, just for the sake of those who haven't, and at the same time for the record purpose. Peter Obi, my one-term 4-year vow is sacrosanct. One of the greatest American presidents, Abraham Lincoln, served only 4 years, yet his legacy endures as a model of principled leadership. Another iconic figure, JFK, did not even complete a full term, yet his vision and ideas continue to inspire generations. In Africa, Nelson Mandela, revered globally as a symbol of justice and reconciliation, chose to serve only 1 term as president of South Africa, despite immense public pressure to stay longer. His decision was a deliberate act of leadership, a statement that power must serve the people, not the self. Indeed, history shows that the longer many African leaders remain in power, the more likely they are to be corrupted by it. Longevity in office is not a mark of success. Rather, it is purposeful, accountable service, however brief, that defines true statesmanship. It is within this context that I reiterate my vow. I will serve only one term of 4 years if elected president, and that vow is sacrosanct. I am fully aware that the decay in our society has made trust one of the scarcest and most skeptically viewed commodities. Many Nigerians, understandably, no longer take politicians at their word, or even in this climate of cynicism, there are still a few whose actions have matched their words, whose integrity is built on verifiable precedent. Recently, I became aware of two statements aimed, I bet, indirectly, at my vow to serve only a single 4-year term. One person remarked that even if I swore by a shrine, I still wouldn't be believed. Another suggested that anyone talking about doing only one term should undergo psychiatric evaluation. Salute dump. I understand the basic of their skepticism. They are judging me by their own standards, where political promises are made to be broken. But they forget, or perhaps choose to ignore, that Peter Obi is not cut from that cloth. I have a verifiable track record that speaks louder than speculation. I like that. In my political life, my word is my bond. When I entered politics in Anambra State, I made clear and measurable promises to the people to improve education and healthcare, to open up rural areas through road construction, and to manage public funds with prudence. I fulfilled each of these promises without deviation. I did not swear by a shrine, nor have I been certified mentally unstable as a result of honoring my word. My vow to serve only one term of 4 years is a solemn commitment, rooted in my conviction that purposeful, transparent leadership does not require an eternity. If making such a promise qualifies me for psychiatric evaluation, then we may as well question the mental fitness of those who framed our constitution, which clearly stipulates a 4-year renewable tenure. I maintained, without equivocation, if elected, I will not spend a day longer than 4 years. And it's so windy outside there, like every door is like jamming. Sorry about that, okay? So let me retake that. I maintain without equivocation, if elected, I will not spend a day longer than 4 years in office. In fact, I believe that service should be impactful, not eternal. We must rebuild trust in our country. I have dedicated my public life to demonstrating that leadership with integrity is not a myth. I have done it before, and I do not intend to betray that trust under any circumstances. 48 months is enough for any leader who is focused and prepared to make a meaningful difference. In that time, I intend not merely to make an impression, but to deliver on concrete promises to 1. Sanitize our government system, tackle insecurity through effective and accountable use of national resources, prioritize education, healthcare, and poverty alleviation, catalyze small businesses as engines of growth, and combat corruption with unflinching resolve. Above all, I will dedicate myself to transforming Nigeria from a consuming nation into a productive one, where agriculture, technology, and manufacturing replace rent-seeking and waste as our national anchors. These are not utopian dreams. They are realistic, actionable goals that are achievable within 4 years. A new Nigeria is complete. So that's what Obi put out. That has got a lot of people, indeed, talking. Can he be trusted? Who will trust a politician You know, so for those who are from his own, for those who are from his own camp, like the Obidients, for example, right? So the Obidients themselves are kind of like debating it. To them, to those who believes that, of course, now why is Yaradua did not spend 4 years, right? And they believe that he did so well in that 3 years that they felt the impact. You remember? So the argument is ongoing out there. For those who are in the same, supposedly the same coalition, like the articulutas and others, they too, they have been talking. You know, there's something, anyway, apart from all this talk here and there, okay, there's something about this whole thing that majority of those who are mostly reacting to it, they are not pretty much like consequential when these whole decisions are made. And others are saying, others are saying it is believed, not like as in politically believed, that to take Peter Obi's message to the north is going to be a tough sell because, you know, they have been made to believe that they can't or they mustn't associate with the Igbos. You see that kind of preaching, right? So while others are saying, you see that singular statement, like over the time, right? So many of them are now feeling like they were lied to, they were played and all of that. So religious, this or that, will no longer like, you know, play a role in their next election decision. Again, all political statements. However, there are those who believe that when Obi made that statement of, I will do just one term, it actually, give me a second. Yeah, it actually got the attention of some of them in the north. Because for those who have been told that, you know, Obi's got this integrity, is been verified, it can be trusted and all of that stuff, right? For that coming from him, it got their attention. It was like, okay, well, that's something. They can start with that. So the effort to water it down, rubbish it, make it more or less like, you know, it's just one of those desperate talk will be intensified because there are people who are actually listening. Said, okay, that sounds interesting. What more do you have to like give and take? And these are just like what is called like a snippet coming from within their close circle. So some said that post that will be put out is actually not for his followers, not for his you know, adversaries, or what do you call them. They are mainly for a targeted audience in northern part of Nigeria. How that will work, we'll figure it out or we'll find out. So Fraudstus Otobo Keyamo had this to say about the coalition as well as the chance of Obi again, starting from the north. First one sec.
Nostradamus at this time, Nostradamus. Because don't forget that I have been back-to-back chief spokesperson to 2 presidents. And I know the demography very well. If anybody claims to know that demography, and on this your program, go and play back my tapes. I told you exactly what was going on in 2019 in terms of where we're going to lose, where we're going to win the numbers. In 2023, I told you exactly what was going to happen. Play back my tapes on this program. So you can call me a Nostradamus, a political. I told you. And we have looked at we are going to work hard. So this is not a program of chest beating and all that. No. We like what is happening. I like what is happening. They are putting us on our toes. So it's going to make us work harder. But the numbers are not looking good for them. I'll tell you something. This so-called ladies they are forming, whoever they bring, I want to give you a small expo, but it's an expo that will not help them. Either way, in 2023, do you know, what they are working on is that they want to bring Peter Obi and athiefku together, and so join those numbers. And so if they join those numbers, it beats our 8.4 million votes. Zebudaya will say, foul. Let me tell you why it is wrong. Peter Obi, if you make him the deputy to athiefku, there were 3 demographic factors that delivered Peter Obi in 2023. Let me tell you those 3 demographic factors that in fact, 3 will collapse. 1, the other candidates were Muslims. And so there was only one Christian candidate. So the whole Christian demography went to 1 point. The second demography that was the Southeast felt cheated, and so the Southeast all went to 1 point because of that demography of only one Igbo man, only one Christian. And the third demography were, of course, the Obidients, young Nigerians coming up who felt they were angry, they wanted a younger person and all of that. All the other candidates were older than him. So those three demographies delivered that 6 million vote he had in 2023. Once you make Obi the deputy to Athiefku, the Christian demography will pull out of that 6 million votes.
But they will not go to Tinubu.
If they remember political, we are good. No, if they remember political, we are good. But don't forget that the president also has a pastor who is a wife. A wife who is a pastor. And so that Christian demography will snatch some of them and increase our votes. Don't forget too that that Southeast demography that supported him, once it's Athiefku, they will pull out. They will not support him. They will not. The pastors cannot come out campaigning for an 80-year-old Muslim president. They will not do that. So he will lose that demography. If it is the other way around, you put Obi as the candidate and you put Athiefku. Athiefku cannot even be the vice to start with because he has done 2 terms as vice president. So he cannot do as vice president again. If you put Peter Obi this time as a candidate, he cannot penetrate the north because we have our structures in the north. We have governors, we have senators, we have all the structures.
And Buhari has died with 12 million votes.
We have the structures there who are Buhari's people in the north.
And those who are speaking Hausa at the barrier, they are no longer following APC.
I will show you tapes of people who are saying that they will follow APC.
We're totally out of
You don't carry tapes to say of a crowd saying that you will not follow APC. We have tapes.
You're following that, right? Now, let me give you a bit of a psychoanalysis of what Fraudstus Keyamo and many others are up and doing. You see that kind of information or data that Fraudstus Keyamo is pulling from his ass, right? Or the Christian number of this, or the clinical younger this and this, all of that stuff, right? These are going to be the data they actually discuss inside their asshole rock, inside that place. And it is what they are working on and building on. So when you see them start talking about or defending what is to become their planned rigging, right? These are going to be the bogus nonsense they're going to be spewing. Do you get that now? That is one. The second thing is that if they tell you that they are not concerned about, number one, their own failure, they are aware of their own failure. They just want people to know that they can't be judged now. And you can't judge them next year. And when it gets to 2027, right? When it is time for you to actually really judge them by your vote, then they will manipulate it again and keep themselves in power. And somehow, with the promise of we still have ongoing work that we haven't completed, our reform and the rest of that. And then we'll see where that leads. So you can't, they are pretty much saying, yeah, we know we are not doing fine. But at the same time, we are also doing well. That whatever it is that you are going through right now, it could have been worse if not for what thiefnubu is doing. Do you know that kind of argument? We're going to get to that part too. So the thing now is that they are telling themselves that despite, or let's say upon their failure, the 10 years failures of APC, which this Otobo Keyamo was part of them, right? The 10 years of failures of APCO, no matter what you feel, they can never be compared to the imaginary worst of that these other guys are bringing on. So they are more concerned. You see all these people gathering, grouping everywhere. They who are supposed to be in power, who are telling themselves that no, people actually love us. So to them, despite all this failure, people will still actually support them and vote them for them. Not that we have to give them money, not that we have to bribe them or anything, no. But yeah, we have failed. But yeah, people are still going to support us. We still have our people everywhere. It's you who don't like us that thinks we don't have our people everywhere. So thiefnubu is going to beat them, is going to win them and all of that stuff. So with that confidence, it's never going to be about your, your free and fair election, so to say. But
but just factors. Say, well, interest to, you know what, the northern Nigeria, if they would need to get back to power, they would need to actually let thiefnubu finish whatever he's doing, no matter how uncomfortable it is for them in the power circle, right? And no matter how worse it is on the people generally, right? They just have to endure it. It's not as if to say the people have any better choice. Are you grabbing that, yeah? Don't worry, you will. Give it time. So the point I am making here is that if you see anybody speaking for thiefnubu telling you that they are not panicking and worried, to the point that they are permutating, people in God, they are building permutation on, okay, if Peter Obi becomes their candidate, right, the North will not follow him because, you know, we all know that they won't. We'll make sure they don't follow him because we have to let them know that he's an Igbo man. He's also an infidel. We are very sure of that. Now, if they now put him and athiefku together, the Igbos won't follow. That's the point you should be picking from what he's saying. You know, the Igbos, this tribal thing that we are talking about, that we told you that politicians intentionally weaponized through their utterances, you pick all of this from it too. So listen. So if they put Obi, government, person with the government who is doing well, they are permutating, building their success on these permutations. Say, okay, now if they put Obi and athiefku together, you see all these young people obedient, they'll pull out. Because they will know that, especially the Igbos will pull out. Because that time the Igbos will say, no, they cannot. Igbos didn't say that, too. And if there are those who are saying that, I don't know, but there's nothing like Igbo says, Obi must be president. No. Do you get that? But we need to keep, you know, they need to keep telling people that Peter Obi is about Igbo, Igbo, Igbo. So if you don't factor this and that in, there is going to collapse. People in government who are supposed to have enough intel than you and I, okay, so they are building that and dropping that on, sharing that on TV, say, okay, and if athiefku is now made, athiefku can be vice. These are their permutation. They are building their 2027 on whatever the outcome of the opposition, the OB, athiefku, and others, whatever they finally come to, will determine if the end has come, either for them or for Nigeria, or if this whole thing is just noise. And the energy that they have actually invested in it. If you have been, I don't know how many of you spend a lot of time on social media. I do. I barely really share much these days, okay, but I am always there. When you see the tempo, the energy that people are putting into this coalition thing is it's just noise. It's a waste of this or that and blah 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 blah. That is enough to tell you that it is not just a thing. They are building their 2027, their survival of 2027 on whatever mistake or mismatch or anything that happens to these guys. Because apart from that, they have nothing else to sell to you. So when they call their meetings of digital summit, they call it digital summit for the APC Alimajiris, social media Alimajiris, right? So they want to train them on how to deflect truth, whitewash lies, and continue to try to push different narratives of what people are actually concerned about. And wherever people are vesting their interest on something that is here to hold the government, they should do everything to deflect it. You're going to see a lot of that. But something they don't know is this. If to say those who are pretty much looking forward to the destruction of this APC from all over the world, those who have become the victims of that contraption from one policy to the other, if only they actually realize that most of them do not even have any stake in any coalition or any, some don't even have any stake in this OB or what have you. Do you get me now? So which means a lot of people asking questions, they are not politically, sort of like connected to any of this, and there are many. Do you get me now? So for somebody like myself who has a platform that shares all the happenings, exposes all the, propaganda and the lies that they are pushing independently, and you have many, many like this with, so that simply means even if you are putting together a group of deflectors who are going to call truth, lies, who are going to call black, white, they are not just, they have independent people to contend with, people who have the truth to keep educating the people in that contraption that unless you all agree to end this whole fraud, go our separate ways, things will remain as they are and even worse. So even if you commission some social media alimajiris, are they going to come back and do more than what we are already witnessing? Those who are justifying, faking the figures of inflation, faking the figures of employment, poverty, faking figures, of their own external reserve, the borrowings and the rest of that, just to pretend to look good. And they are telling their people that, you see, what we are doing is working, And the people are saying, we are not seeing anything. They say, no, it's because you don't like us. That's why you are not seeing it. You will still see it. So they are lying to themselves. They are forcing it down on the people. The people are saying something different. They are saying something different. So how do you think you are going to actually really twist that in this day and time? Do you really think they are going to be dealing with Obidients or articulutas? There are many, many like us who have seen through the whole charade, the whole nonsense. And we're just waiting for the right time when the implosion is going to happen. Because me personally, right, I am in this temple to preach to you, the brethren, that when, they say when Nigeria will finally sort of like break apart, you will see the signs. And the signs we are seeing with this APC, Egbekegbe, simply means that the end of Nigeria, if it continues like this, is so close, it's so near. So somebody would have to go. It is either the APC, Egbekegbe, and what they have done to that contraption, the division of that contraption, weaponized tribalism, weaponized religious extremism, and the rest of that in that contraption. Is either they go down or they take Nigeria down with them. That is the implosion I'm talking about. So even if you commission people, if you commission them and you give them billions, to go and say what? To go and say there's 24 hours electricity in Nigeria now. To go and say that people are no longer being kidnapped. To say villages and communities are no longer being ransacked. People are no longer being burnt in their properties, in their homes. Are you going to come out and, you see, when you see people whose village and communities have just been ransacked, destroyed and killed, come out and make their videos, are you going to say they are lying? How are you going to actually twist that, So that's why I said that they are going to meet us eventually, and they are not going to be dealing with you, the Obidients, or dealing with, and one good thing about you Obidients, apart from those who are indeed using your movement to build themselves in order to probably get an attention, to be called to the to the crumb eaters group, because a lot of people who are following you, doing your Obidient and all this with you, as many of you have seen in the recent times, right? They did so to get the attention they couldn't get from either PDP or from APC. The moment they joined you, they got that attention. It didn't take time. They were back to their own vomit and their shit again. So we know that majority of you genuinely actually believe that a new Nigeria is possible. Do you get me now? And I am not somebody who is here to deflate that for you. Remember the last time, it took you just 8 months to shake the entire system. But somehow, the old vibe got lost in the process, right? Everything I said will happen, happened. And a lot of you finally have come up to say, man, damn. Now, if you want to go and do it again, you know what makes you so unique is that a lot of you, both home and abroad, are doing it for free. That is the advantage of Peter Obi and the, your Obidients movement. In comparison to the people that goes around the likes of thiefnubu, they are not going there because they love thiefnubu. They are not there doing on your mandate because they love Nigeria. They don't give a damn. They are there. And that is why it is easier when you look at their camp, they complain a lot. When they congratulate themselves, they say, finally they have, thank God, finally they have seen you now. Finally they have recognized your efforts. finally they have blah, blah, blah. It is like a, it is a dream of a Ronuku to get closer and get compensated. Together now, just anything. But majority of you doing obedient this, obedient that, you are so convinced that all you have to do is just to use your number and make Peter Obi president, and then you can go back and wait for him to deliver what he promised. And you are so confident about that. That is your own power. That is the power that they actually despise, in all honesty. Because to them, you are so sort of like stupid to believe that Peter Obi will do exactly what he said he's going to do. Do you get that? So to them, it's like, why don't you just cash out now? Because once Obi gets it, he's going to bring his family, he's going to bring his friends, he's going to bring all the people that you people don't know. They were going to come around and shop the money, because that is the tradition. That's why when Obi said they are projecting their own standard on him, it's not wrong. So sometimes you ask yourself and say, wait, you are complaining about no security, poor economy, no employment, and all these things, they are real, they are happening. They are, everybody, you can see all their victims. You want them to end. Suddenly they say you are the most dangerous. They want everybody to believe that you are so dangerous with your phones, and with your tweets and your posts on social media, that your actions can destroy Nigeria. While Nigeria is being destroyed under them. And young people who are victims of this terrible economy, most of them jobless, graduate jobless. The real job they have right now is their Twitter handle, Facebook page, as well as, their phones. And they are comfortable. They are fighting, fighting out to get a space so that they can put their names on the list of media, this, media, that. That is their ambition. So do you see the contrast? So these people who want to live off these freeloaders, pickpockets, right? Who want to live off the public fund, get closer to power, live off public fund, are so enraged with it, and like, you'll be wondering, why did they hate you so much? Right? Now you know why. Because you think you could do it for free. To them, you doing it for free will automatically have to force them to go find something to do with their lives. Once that corridor of power is no longer attractive to freeloaders. And they come from the generations of freeloaders. They've seen people who have become billionaires, multimillionaires, just by being all right, sir, to criminal politicians. So this is why they would never, and that is your own power. The power that if what you did in 8 months could shock the entire system to what it is till today, now imagine what you probably will be doing in 4 years of getting ready for them again. So they are worried. They are worried. They believe that if everything goes well, and somehow, Peter Obi becomes the major opposition candidate against thiefnubu in 2027, a lot will happen. And they are going to be in a serious mess. As much as they are trying to downplay it, but a lot of you can tell about their obsession, no doubt. Here is what Fraudstus Otobo Keyamo added. He said a lot, but here is another part talking about the coalition.
They know us very well. We also know them very well. They are not strangers to us, so we know them very well. And some of these tactics that they are using is what they call, 419. People they use, 419 boys, they used to prosecute them. I was an AFC prosecutor. They have formats, 419 formats. The format they are using is expired. The 419 experts format that the ADC they are using and the so-called coalition is expired format. So Nigerians know them. Nigerians know those formats already. You can't use those formats to deceive Nigerians. Reeling out figures, picking up isolated incidents of some, indices and using it for generalization, hasty generalization. Nigerians know them very well. And we know them very well. I saw one of them huffing and puffing one day on one of your programs, huffing and puffing that he wants to rescue. That person displays wealth every day, puts 500 cars in his garage and all that, and he's telling Nigerians he wants to rescue them. And you think Nigerians, even if they are disappointed with us, we now rely on that person. We now trust that kind of person and his ilk to hand over power to them. The real question going forward is whether we have gotten the macroeconomics right. Guess what? It is the macroeconomics that will now lead to more jobs, to pulling down inflation. The inflation rate is coming down. The naira has been steady. The exchange rate has been steady. Foreign reserves are rising. Government revenues are rising. These are indices of a healthy economy. Then guess what? It will now begin to trickle down. It is the trickle-down effect that will finally free up spaces for jobs, that will put money in the pockets of people. Guess what? All of these old tax I'm using, you say prices. What was yam last year? What was yam this year? Is expired formats. If it's about prices, has prices been stable since 1960? Has prices been stable since 1970? Is the normal rise you have?
Minister,
no, hold on. I mean,
these people,
you must give me this time.
These people are not,
give me 5 minutes.
Are not the ones on the street.
We have 5 minutes.
They are not the Nigerians who are campaigning and protesting on the street, Minister.
Don't interrupt me.
No, I need to ask you the question.
We know them very well.
But they are not the only.
See, you said they are getting stronger. Is APC getting weaker? I'm asking you.
We saw the same thing.
Is APC getting weaker? Let me tell you.
Let me tell you.
You know, the president called them coalition of confusion people. Confused coalition. That's what the president called them. I have little time, but I would have broken it down to you. This program that they are going nowhere.
How do you mean?
In terms of the demography. You know, you must call me a small.
You see their confidence? So that's Fraudstus Otobo Keyamo. Does that mean that because we have failed, they will now go to these people who have 500 cars in his house? Eh? You are not serious. You don't even know. So do you think that because we are not? Oh, and then the economy. You see, what we are doing right now is that the first one is, and then it's going to trickle down. Trickle down. Are they? $12.5 billion Lagos Calabar Coastal Road to Nowhere contract given to Shaguri. $720 million. Apapa Port upgrade, rehabilitation awarded to Shaguri. We are yet to know who is collecting this Lagos Airport project money, or who is collecting the project of $500 million of renovating Lagos Airport. Maybe Shaguri. A lot is going on. And these guys are cashing out big time. Him telling you about revenue is increasing. This is the GBT I'm talking about. Inflation has taken over 50 to 60% of the value of what you have in your pocket. Because your currency has lost its value. It has lost over 700% value in the last 10 years of these rogues. Now, whatever is left in your pocket, you have inflation that is taking over 50% of that already. Useless. But they are cashing out, making deals that continue to take out hundreds and billions of dollars worth of contracts without National Assembly's approval. They call it presidential infrastructural fund. thiefnubu created something, right? He called it presidential infrastructural fund. There is no law that set that up. And what is that fund? thiefnubu, it was from that fund that thiefnubu said is taking a loan of $21 billion. $21 billion. That's the plan. So the money that the National Assembly has now given him to go ahead to go and borrow. The money doesn't need appropriation. The projects or whatever they want to put up, the fake project they want to put up, requires no bidding, no competition. Presidential Infrastructural Fund. That is where Fraudstus Otobo Keyamo said they are pulling out $500 million for Lagos Airport upgrade. At the same time, their report said, oh, they are taking the money from Afrexim Bank. At the same time, the same Fraudstus Otobo Keyamo said, oh, the money to upgrade the $712 billion they want to use to upgrade the Lagos Airport is coming from the money saved from subsidy. They know what they are doing. Just give them different confusing, information. Let them keep battling with it. If they say, what did you say the last time? Oh, I told them it's from money from subsidy. Oh, I told them it's money from Presidential Infrastructural Fund.
And yet the truth is that the money is a loan that will be taken from the Afrexim Bank. The money that you have to pay over 30% interest back on. Fraudstus Otobo Keyamo will use $500 million to renovate airport in Lagos. Kotoka, Abina Kotako Airport in Ghana, one of their biggest regional airports in West Africa right now. Very beautiful. They said they built it from scratch. John Mahama, who now came back to be their president now, built that airport. And the total construction, the entire budget was $250 million. Double of that money is what they want to use to renovate Lagos. Apapa Port upgrade. Shaguri, $700 million. They don't even bid. They don't do bidding. Similarly, $12.5 billion. Lagos Calabar, 18 trillion naira project. No bidding. And they are telling people, and they are telling them that it is a PPP. That means Shaguri is going to be the one to give the money, source for the money, use the money so that I can put up a toll. Lies. They went on to go and borrow money for it. They took a loan. Nigeria took loan, which is part of the conditions that finally, devalued your naira. They told thiefnubu to devalue your naira, and they used the flowery word, fancy word, floating the naira. They said they floated it. Floated the naira. The floated naira jumped from 200 naira to $1 to what it is today, 1,600 naira to $1. But they are making people see that as a good thing. A state that was collecting 4 billion, 8 billion naira, when the naira exchange and all of that was around 420 naira to $1, which in itself, you can say how much is $1 billion? So $1 billion will be 4 billion. No, sorry, 4. Was that for 400 a billion naira? No, maybe not 1 billion. 100. Let's say $100 million. A state that was collecting $300 million, which at the time will give you somewhere around 8-9 billion. Abi? Hang on. No. Yeah. So that same state is collecting 20 billion. I don't even know if they get up to that too, but I'm just using that average now. Getting 20 billion plus its own local government. Exchange rate today is 1,500 naira to $1. And in some places, 1,600 naira to $1. Divide that 20 billion. You realize that this alaye is struggling to get $150 million. Somebody where they collect over $400 million in value. They are giving him $150 million today as allocation. But because since the entire thing don't crash, the naira don't crash enough that when you convert it, it will give you 20 billion, 18 billion. thiefnubu and his gang devalued Nigerian currency, destroyed Nigerian economy, and they have been pushing that. That was a good thing for you. I'm not an economist, though. There are many things you can factor into money and say, okay, but there are other things. But would you say the value of 4 billion naira in 20? Baba, I'm like even talking as if to say we are talking about decades ago. The value of Nigerian naira under Bokuwari was like times 3 better than what you have under thiefnubu. But they are telling you that it was done by Bokuwari, which is very convenient. Bokuwari and what he did, right, is not the only thing that brought you here. thiefnubu and his gang, they went borrowing like tomorrow, no day. And the conditions they were giving them was they need to devalue the Nigeria currency. So they devalued Nigerian naira, and they came out and they told you that you saw those times that Nigerian naira was crashing. 700 naira, 800, 1,000, 1,002, 1,004, 1,008. Do you know that Nigerian naira has gotten to about 1,900 naira to $1 under these criminals in the last 2 years? Before it finally kind of stood at 1,600 naira today. The 1,600 naira that is stood at today is what they are now using as an achievement, as stabilization. They say it's stabilized. Meanwhile, it's the condition they gave to them: devalue your currency if you want this loan. They did. They came out, they told the media that they floated Nigeria currency. Market forces will determine. They shall use all those fancy words. At the end of the day, Nigerians who are importing stuff to Nigeria, they had no choice. It didn't even end there. Not only that they destroyed the currency stuff, right? They ensured that the same Koolu, as part of the condition of the money he took from them, the same Koolu accepted to impose further taxes, including import taxes and the rest of that. So the more people pay to import anything into Nigeria, the more it became unaffordable for the people in Nigeria. It is a simple economics, but the Ronukus and thiefnubu specialists, they said it's the best thing for you. And no matter what you see about that, thiefnubu is laying foundation, is taking critical decision when they are done. So the guy that put together their digital conference, I've been a digital summit, where they called all the poor man Pekin. Chai, poor man Pekin. Take a look at this one. Do I still have it? I think I did. Look at this one that attended their media summit inside the Aso Rock. That progressive spend the weekend chilling at Aso Rock Villa. Wi-Fi blazing, AC chilling, jollof steaming. Meanwhile, Obedient day online, typing rig and die with tears. Lie sweet, I beg. These are the individuals, okay? The hungry, the hungry twats that they imported into Abuja to try to give orientation on how they will need to work hard for Koolu. If they want to keep enjoying free Wi-Fi in the villa, they want to enjoy the steaming rice, jollof rice, and what have you. So, from that same training, the guy that put it together, it was on channels too. The guy that was crying because they told him to step down for the Benduiku, Israeli, their youth leader right now. So he's now the special advisor to thiefnubu. So he's the one who put it together. Olusegun something. Okay, or something. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So he's been praised for ideally, you see, all these young people, they need attention, they need recognition. Bring all of them inside Aso Rock. You go see how they go walk mad. They go enter all these obedient people everywhere. They will shake you get, in order to build their media toxic, push it further. So he said, this is not going to be the first time they are defeating the Obedient. He specifically called it the Obedient. He said they defeated the Obedient in 2015. They did in 2019. They did in 2023. They will do it again in 2027. It's not new. Now, look at the guy. Some said it looks like a tout. And I'm like, have you met thiefnubu one-on-one? You better just keep it as seeing him on your screen. Here, the leader, they call him.
To use our digital strategy as part of an overall strategy to win the incumbent in office. And not only that, we're able to ensure that we elected a president that people initially said was inelectable. We elected him, and we have continued on that trajectory in the run-up to the 2023 elections. We were able to sell and push our candidates in spite of the noise, in spite of the lies, in spite of the distractions. So it's not as if we have not been dealing with these individuals before. Some of them have just changed their cloaks. They are no longer, maybe in the Obidients movement, are now in the coalition, but all the same, they are all the same people. And we have contented, we have beaten them 3 times. I will continue to beat them again if it comes into, a showdown for the elections. Because at the end of the day, we stick to the hard facts, and we admit where we have made some, certain errors that we feel require a couple of tweaks here and there. And our movement as progressives is not a lean to self-criticism. Most of these other movements that you have spoken about do not accept internal criticism. They victimize those who attempt to even, just try and criticize some of the things that, the movements, these movements are doing. We, on the other hand, we take in the criticism, we take in the feedback, because these feedbacks are important for us to be able to ensure that we pass on, we escalate to Mr. President and the appropriate authorities so as to ensure that we do not have a continuous back and forth on things that are crucial to the Nigerian people. So be rest assured, we have handled them before. We have handled them not just in the presidential elections, in several gubernatorial races. I have been privileged in my time as a member of the All Progressives Congress to have participated in over 40 gubernatorial races across the country, and to a great extent, we have always trounced these individuals. So they are not bringing anything new to the table. Their strategy has always been to attack. Our strategy has been to clarify, not be distracted from the issues, cut through the noise to be able to sell our candidates, cut through the noise to be able to sell our policies as a government, as an administration, as a ruling party.
That may not necessarily be true if I...
Oh, I should have let her finish. I'm cutting my time. That's a Shegu Adeshegu or something. Olusegun, D Olusegun or something like that. Now, thiefnubu said media advisor be there too. Thugs, touts. You know? So they say you can't really... They're putting crown on the head of a clown. We never make him a king. You know? It's just going to make him a PR jester, so to say. So these are the dredge. Because he was the same guy before they picked him, before thiefnubu finally sort of like picked him. They said he's intelligent and all of that. Maybe he's camera shy, because, I mean, we are not all that good. But when it comes to somebody who is a media person, to president of a country, you would want him to be more articulate than that. But I'm not disappointed. This was him before they finally called him over. 1 second though. He's talking about people being toxic and they always want to... This was him sharing the phone number of Jonathan in 2012. You remember that time in 2012 when they are doing this Jonathan must go? That was him there. He was also the same guy, yeah, who shared the phone number of the then national chairman of PDP online. It was these same characters, or him himself, who called Egbere Jolantan fool. It was also among those who once carried the coffin of the same Jonathan. So those who are trying to tell you today that you abusing thiefnubu, calling him any name you want to call him, do all of that, right? That is not how to do opposition. You have to do opposition with respect. These are mofos. So these are complete mofos that don't let them gaslight you into believing that they can dictate how you will treat them. Don't ever fall for it. They do come on Mayegun's diary political, and sometimes, you know, when people try to want to make me feel like, you know, Mayegun, ignore them. I say, you don't ignore them. Ignore them, care. They are Olori Brukus. They are not supposed to be here. And if they found their way here, the right thing is to actually cast them out. You have no idea that all this toxicity you are seeing today in Nigeria online space, these are characters behind the whole thing. Right? So whatever you see anybody say about thiefnubu or any one of them and what have you, even if I saw a video, an AI video online where thiefnubu won't die like this for inside hospital. And some people were like, what is all this? Has he got into this? Why can't you people just play politics? Olori Brukunia, if you are one of them. I won't do it. Do you understand? Because if I would probably have picked it and just share it. It's an AI one. Thiefnubu won't die like this. It's like he's about to die in the hospital, but it's fake. You have no idea what these guys did. From 2012, 2013, 2014, leading to 2015, and from then on. So they are only reaping what, and it's so crazy, right? That no matter what you do today, you will never reach that level of toxicity with these guys. You won't. But they went low, giddy. I'm telling you. And they still are. They are these hypocrites.
They will tell you that as Yorubas, we are not supposed to insult elders. Guess what? They have their own elders they call elders. So Obasanjo will be one of those elders. Pa Adebanjo was not one of those elders that deserves respect in Yoruba land because they are not associating with thiefnubu. So it's that kind of hypocrisy, Sharai. So Shegun, Abina Olusegun Abade Shegun to Koolu is a glorified thug who currently lives in the palace. He is a court jester. Do you get that now? And there are many, many like him. Others are even saying that after I watched that interview, man, I'm very sure this guy will become minister in thiefnubu's second term. I said, you see, Iruiro Ouni Iborun. That's what Yoruba call it. Ironi Iborun. Because in the same Yoruba land, there are those who won't call black white. Never.
Bàbá red flag òun lè lè kò sí nǹkan míì tẹ́ fẹ́ sọ ẹ tó jẹ́ pọ́jọ́ tó ti kọ́kọ́ wọ ọ́fíìsì yẹn ló ti kọ́kọ́ bà ayé yín jẹ́ tẹ́ ẹ̀ ti lè jẹun tó blọ́ọ̀kì ọ̀nà àti jẹun yín ó yé yín kò sí nǹkan kan tẹ́ fẹ́ Ọlọ́run ti já yín pé olórí burúkú lélẹ̀ tẹ́ ẹ̀ ṣe lè jáde kẹ́ rọra lè jáde kúrò lọ́fíìsì yẹn tẹ́ ẹ̀ rí ṣe ó ti yé yín ẹ̀yin lẹ mọ̀ so ẹnìyẹn tún wá jáde again pọ́n tó fẹ́ ṣe another 4 years ẹ tún campaign fún mo fọlọ́run tó ní ẹ̀mí mi búra ẹ jẹ́ kí n sọ ilé fún yín for free tí màá yìí bá wọlé second time ìbá ti ráwọn ilé kan ní Ìbàdàn ní ìsìn tí China ti ń gbà gbogbo yín pátá wọ́n fi ń yá owó ni I no fit lie for you o if this man enter again I swear to Almighty God ṣe rí ẹrú tí àwọn bàbá wa ṣe ń gbà kan tán gbé ṣèní sí wọn lẹ́nu tán gbé sí gbogbo ẹ̀ lórí ẹ̀ ẹrú yẹn ó ṣì ń tún padà bọ̀ Nàìjíríà because gbogbo àwọn ibi tán ti já owó yẹn àwa ni wọ́n fi replace ẹ̀ ìyẹn àwa táwa Nàìjíríà kò sí àwọn tó ti escape bí àwọn ọmọ mi Yétì gbogbo àwọn Unity Mr. Kúnlẹ́sì àwọn ti bọ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ ó yẹ yín ṣùgbọ́n àwọn táwa Nàìjíríà torí Ọlọ́run ti fi gbogbo ẹ̀ hàn wá báyìí ẹ tún ṣe mistake ẹ tún sọ pé kó tún wọlé again kò ní di pé kẹ́ ẹ jẹun ẹ kúkú gbàgbé oúnjẹ ẹ mọ̀ sunra yín jẹ ẹ sọ fún Jamiu pé àfà Jamiu ìwọ ni sunsun jẹ́kù lọ́la o Táìbá ìwọ ni sunsun jẹ́kù lọ́túnla tó bá lè wọlé again ni mò ń já yín yẹn ó ti yé yín ibi tẹ́ ẹ bá ti ń sunra yín jẹ làwọn tó fẹ́ kó yín lẹ́rú náà wọ́n tún ti dé wọ́n ti wá kó ṣéènì sí i lọ́wọ́ kó sí i lẹ́sẹ̀ because ẹni tó bá ayé yín jẹ́ within 24 hours ló débẹ̀ kò sí solution kankan ó lè bring ní ẹni lọ́kọ̀ọ́ta.
alẹ́ ìgbà kéèyàn rí ẹ̀rìn gan-an.
ó tọrọ ni ó sọ̀rọ̀ it's true.
Olúwa mi ọba o àwọn fẹ́rẹ̀ rìn kú sílé ní ṣáfà gbogbo ẹ̀yẹ ti escape. Sorry if you don't understand Yoruba. So that guy, they were having this TikTok chat, okay? And the guy was like, somebody who came in, their first day like this, first 24 hours, it destroyed all your lives. Since that time, you've been finding it difficult to eat. So all of you are still planning to go and campaign for him the second time for another 4 years. That's fine. You know, this one has already shown himself that, you see, that slavery that our forefathers did, that they put chains in their limbs, put chains in their hands and all of that, that, you know, they are already collecting some houses in Ibadan now. By some Chinese are already collecting some houses in Ibadan. That when this thiefnubu is done, they will be packing you from Nigeria. They will go and deposit you at different countries. I mean, different countries where thiefnubu took loan. That he can't even understand what is going on. That you are still campaigning for him, Abi, with all these things you are seeing, with the loans he's taking. That when it gets to a stage, you'll be eating yourself. We are going to be eating ourselves. He said, we'll say, Jamiu, tomorrow, now you will go eat too. Taiba, day after, now you will go eat too. Now you will go Brunch. So that is kind of like expression that those who are actually Yorubas, not the Ronukus, the Ronu bastards, the Omuali, the bastards of Yoruba land. No. Those ones, all you need is, they are like a chicken. Okay? They are like chickens. So just throw them some corns. You get it now? Fling some corns to them. They will follow you. They will, they'll go anywhere you want them to. The real Omoluabi, the real Yorubas, they will never keep quiet when something like this is going on. I am one of those real Yorubas, for example. And we are many. And that's why we are encouraging them to speak up. Thiefnubu doesn't represent Yoruba. It doesn't represent anybody. It represents Thiefnubu and his own pals. So it's got nothing to do with Yoruba land. It's got nothing to do with any land at all. Because Yorubas are not spared for what is going on in Nigeria. It's not as if to say, they say that he's developing southern Nigeria. Which southern Nigeria is he developing? They use Lagos to scam Nigeria. They say they want to do Lagos Coastal Road. So Lagos is now southern Nigeria, but Lagos is now southwest. Some said, no. Now southwest they develop. I am from southwest. So can anybody tell me here what Thiefnubu's government is doing in Ogun State right now? That you can say it's a federal government project or significant project in Ogun State right now. Ogun State is next to Lagos. So can anybody tell me what they are doing in Ekiti right now? Thiefnubu, a Yoruba man that you are saying is developing Yoruba, be developing Southwest, right? Can you tell what they are doing currently in Oyo State, Abi Osun State, Abi Ondo State, that you can say, Omo, do you not see that 100 and this 500 miles road that is link road that is building to surround Yoruba land? Do you not see the rail line that is building that to connect all Yoruba land to railway? So who is telling you that Thiefnubu cares about Yoruba or cares about any god? Does it even care about Lagos itself? Other than where they have their own business interests, where they take their rent. Where is Thiefnubu developing in Yoruba land? Hello? Where? Anybody can tell me what Thiefnubu is doing in Yoruba land? Electricity. Is it electricity? Is it road construction? Is it rail? What exactly would you say, as they are saying, is... Anyway, with time, a lot of people will get to understand that only foolish people, very stupid people, would actually be investing their own energy in this their tribal, ethnic nonsense. Some of them said they are supporting it because he's going to give Yoruba appointments. So is he giving Yoruba's appointments now? Because they're already saying that he's Yorubanizing. Is he giving Yoruba's appointment or is giving his own acolytes, his own co-travelers appointments, who are mostly from Lagos, Abi? That's where majority of them are claiming. Where is Yoruba in all of this? And you that you allow yourselves to be so gullible, so stupid enough to listen to people that they are paying peanuts to tell you what you can easily just go out and check yourself. Can interest Yoruba in all of this now? What is Yoruba's interest in all of this? Can any Yoruba point that out for me? That would then make you get so mad that somebody is saying something about Thiefnubu and you just lose it and say, hey, I can't let them be insulting Yoruba. Anyway, even if you like may not finish for 2031, that's their own issue. But the thing is this: if you are, if you are a Yoruba person, the right thing now is to ask yourself, okay, that what exactly is that thing that will make you end up, defending Koolu simply because it's Yoruba? They will tell you, They'll tell you that you have to do it because it's Yoruba, but you have to ask yourself for what exactly? Those who said they were Fulani, they were Northerners under Bokwari. When Bokwari was done with Nigeria, done with them, we all saw what happened and where that ended. You get what I mean now? So, anyway, somebody is shouting Baba Olugbo. Tani Baba Olugbo, Clef. But you know what? I have something else. No matter how much you try to possibly enlighten people about the danger of getting so selfish or getting so selfish, then running towards, petrol product Latin trucks that just crashed, which we have seen
instances where, explosion happened and tens of people lost their lives. But it seems that where you have growing poverty, even those who can afford to buy themselves fuel ended up kind of like joining the buzz or what have you, right? It's like a suicide mission or so. So this happened somewhere in the east.
This is a Koolu Sapler Road. A Koolu Sapler Road in Delta State. One truck just fall and as people they fetch people fuel. All these people don't know the implication of this thing where they do so. Can you imagine? Look at government now they see. My friend they first so this is Rufire in Delta State, side the fetch fuel. They don't know what they happen. So yeah. God have mercy, God have mercy. God have mercy.
I mean, where person will start from? So it was in Sapele Road, it's called. It's actually in Delta, just before you get to the east. If it happens tomorrow, you will still see the same people within the area rush down just to scoop. Just going to scoop fuel. And the irony of it all is that Delta State is an oil-producing state. They also have their own refinery too. But the product is so scarce, like so expensive as well, that if any truck falls anywhere, they will scurry to go and scoop, Anyway, I want to say thank you to you all for your time this afternoon. I was going to take calls, but I just received one message that will require my attention off here now. But I promise to be back later this evening, okay? And we can possibly have a phone in, have a chat on what I have said and what I will say then, okay? Thanks so much for your time. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon, everyone. And a good afternoon to you.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun dayari Aide number one. Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun dayari Aide number one. Mayegun ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ará ìlú. Mayegun dayari Aide number one. Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube. Mayegun dayari Aide number one. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí. Mayegun dayari Aide number one. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun dayari Aide number one. Bó bá ṣe eré àní Mayegun máa wí. Mayegun dayari Aide number one. Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun dayari Aide number one. Mayegun dayari political. Mayegun dayari Aide number one. Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Mayegun. Mayegun dayari Aide number one. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o. Mayegun dayari Aide number one. Àní Mayegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun dayari Aide number one. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Mayegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́. Mayegun máa wí. àní ẹ̀sùn rájì. Ijó ìgbádìyẹ àní ẹ̀sùn rájì. Prẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o àní ẹ̀sùn rájì. Kí gómìnà kówó jẹ àní ẹ̀sùn rájì. Ọlọ́pàá tí ń gba rìbá àní ẹ̀sùn rájì. Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o àní ẹ̀sùn rájì. Òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú àní ẹ̀sùn rájì. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rájì àní ẹ̀sùn rájì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rájì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rájì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rájì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rájì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Oníkan ṣáàtì ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rájì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rájì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Kì máa yí ṣeré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣẹ̀fẹ̀. Kì máa yí ṣeré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣẹ̀fẹ̀. Ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣà ìtú wọn síta.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rájì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rájì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Tẹnitẹni ọmọ Máyégún ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́hún ṣọ́ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù. Lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù. Bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sì mọ́ bẹ̀. Èèpo ọ̀bọ lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ ó ti dọba lórí àbínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ fòyà. Àìsíwọ̀lú ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o ó kó ẹni tó bá dán o àkàmù. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rájì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rájì o. Ẹni bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rájì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rájì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.